What's going on, people? What's up? What's up? Um, Let me see. Somebody was interested in this. How's everybody doing? This is kind of like a subject that's it's not new to me. I've been looking into this stuff right here, and I'm gonna give you what I have. What's going on, Christy? I'm gonna give you what I have on this because a lot of people are freaking out, and I want to tell you guys the latest on. Let me just get my notes together. Yeah, I want to give you the latest on what I know about Three Eye Atlas. That object that you see right there, they're calling it Three Eye Atlas. Three Eye Atlas is the size of Manhattan. Um, Now, many researchers and astronomers are calling this a comet. So we're going to look into tonight, is it operating like a comet? Um, it has hyperbolic speeds. And that's the indication that they know that this interstellar object didn't come from our solar system. Guys, I have been studying this thing. And so let's get into this. So, how's everybody doing on this late night? It's late everywhere now, so that's good. It's late on the West Coast. It's definitely late on the East Coast. It's a lot of information out there, and people are trying to scare people. So this is not the intent of this live chat, is to try to scare anybody. People are talking about Project Bluebeam, and if you start seeing stuff in the sky, they saying that's really Project Bluebeam. But how do you know that? If you start seeing something in the sky, you don't know if it's Project Bluebeam. If it's actually causing you harm, that's not a Project Bluebeam. They said it's a projection. Um, Only thing I could tell you is there's a lot of stuff going on in this world. There's a lot like the weather patterns here on the East Coast where I'm at, but right now in the tri-state area, it's crazy. They're getting when let me tell you something on your phone now. If you get a flash flood warning on your phone, you better not be driving nowhere. Because I got a flash flood warning on my phone today, and next thing you know, within a couple of minutes, people are underwater. Within a couple of minutes, it's crazy. Never seen anything like it. So, actually, let me just give you a really fun fact real quick before we get into this. Okay, so check this out. The number of solar systems, planetary systems. There are about 100 to 200 billion galaxies in the observable universe. The Milky Way galaxy alone contains 100 to 400 billion stars, and it's estimated that at least half or two-thirds of those stars have planets. So at least half or two-thirds. So let's say if it's half. So if they're saying it contains at least 100 to 400 billion, let's just be on the conservative side. And so let's say 100 billion. So that means at least 50 billion has planets just in the Milky Way galaxy alone. All right. So this is just the Milky Way galaxy. We live in the Milky Way. So just in the Milky Way galaxy, there's 100 to 400 billion star systems. And it's estimated that at least half or two-thirds of those stars have planets. Think about that. Just in the Milky Way. So it means that the Milky Way likely has 100 to 300 billion planetary systems. So you mean just in the Milky Way alone, we have life. Just in the Milky Way alone, not just us. There's life out there just in the Milky Way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you this. It's just common sense is telling us this. You multiply that by 100 billion galaxies. That's 10 sextillion. I mean, I'm just doing some quick. That got to be 10 sextillion or 1 septillion planetary systems. So you mean to tell me I'm talking about not only that there's life out there, but there's human life out there just like us. It has to be. Oh, we're going to get into what NASA is saying about, well, we're going to get into it. I'm just giving you just roughly the planets right now. So our solar system has 8 major planets, but the other systems can have more or fewer. Based on exoplanet studies, the average number of planets per star with planets is estimated to be at least one to 3. I think it's more than that. But even if that's the case, we can't even reach these systems anyway. All right, so let's get into. We're going to go back. I'll come back to that. Go to what 3-eye atlas. All right, so the interstellar comet. They're labeling it as a comet. The interstellar comet 3-eye atlas, also designated as C-2025, because that's the year it was discovered, and it was discovered by the Atlas telescope in Chile. So that's why they call it 3-eye atlas. It was discovered in Chile. The Atlas Chile, excuse me, it was discovered by the Atlas telescope in Chile on July 1st, 2025, with pre-covery images dating back since June 14th. They just was now looking at it. The path is highly hyperbolic and retrograde, confirming an origin from beyond the solar system. It currently is traveling roughly 130 miles per hour, making it the fastest and largest interstellar object observable to date, possibly up to 15 miles in diameter, some estimates. The close approach, the comet will reach perihelion, the closest approach to the sun. No, excuse me, it's perihelion. Sorry. That's the closest approach to the sun. That's what they call it in that realm. It's going to reach there around October 30th, 2025 at about 1.35 AU, which is slightly outside of Mars orbit. So that's where it's headed now. As far as Earth safety is concerned, this is where there's a lot of misinformation is coming from. NASA, this is where Liz is talking about now. She wants to know what NASA is saying. So NASA confirms that 3-eye atlas will remain safe, will remain a safely distanced from Earth at least 1.6 AU away. That's approximately 150 million miles, even at its closest, posing no threat. So it's going to reach roughly about 150 miles away from us. But at that particular distance, the telescope in Chile will really be able to see it. So it seems like it's a long way away, but as far as the telescope is concerned, it's really going to see it at this point to really study this, figure out what it is. And so that's going to be around the end of October heading into November. Now, so that's what she wanted to know from what NASA. Now, the alien hypothesis. Let me see what James is saying. How arrogant we are to think of ourselves as the only form of life in the vast universe. God is not limited. Right. I honestly believe there's other humans out there. And here's the thing: some of us can see each other, and some of us can't. Like they're just like that. They're wondering if they're the only people on in the universe. They don't even know we exist. I believe it's like that. I do. I believe the universe is too big. And you ever looked at that image saying this is you in the universe, and it's just like a dot, and that represents our planet, just that little speck of dot. That's how it is. Like, um, it just so happens that we found a super planet. And you know how we found it? The telescope just inched a little bit to the left or whatever, and we found it. Yeah, we found it. Just like that. But it was always there. But we just all these years didn't have the technology to see it. But it's always been there. So it's the universe is so vast that the telescope is always trying to pick up new stuff every day. But it just so happened to find that it's what they call a super Earth. Well, we're gonna get into the alien hypothesis. So the alien hypothesis, a controversial pre-peer review paper by Avi Loeb and colleagues, speculate that the object might be artificial alien technology possibly sent to observe our solar system. The theory is based on its unusual trajectory and speed. So that's what we're going to talk about now. So yeah, the unusual trajectory and speed. Um, Let me see, where is it? Yeah, so they're saying it's sent to observe our solar system in unusual trajectory and speed. Though it lacks hard evidence, mainstream scientists largely call this speculation unfounded and distracting. The observability of 3i Atlas is expected to remain visible through telescopes from late 2005 to early 2026, particularly after it reappears following solar conjunction. Research goals astronomers aim to measure its rotation, composition, and age. Estimates range between 3 to 11 billion years old to glean clues about its origin and physical characteristics. Now, the bottom line is 3i Atlas is not heading towards Earth and poses no danger. It's a rare and scientifically valued object and naturally occurring interstellar comet that offers a unique opportunity to study material form in another star system. The most sensational claims about it being alien spacecraft remain speculative and unconfirmed. Now, the fact that they said it's speculative and unconfirmed, they're not saying that it's a lie. They're saying it's unconfirmed. That's what they're saying, and it hasn't been peer reviewed. But the people that studying this, I'm interested to see what they still have to say about this because it's not operating like a regular comet. It's not. So, um, they're when they say it's not operating like a regular comet, they're referring to a few unusual features that set it apart from normal comets we see in our solar system. Normal comets orbit the sun in elliptical paths. They loop around and may return over decades or centuries. 31 Atlas is on a hyperbolic, open-ended orbit. Y'all hear what I'm saying to you? It's on a hyperbolic and open-end orbit, meaning it's not bound by the sun gravity. It's coming from outside of our solar system and will never return, just like, what is it called? Oumuamua in 2017 and 21 Borisov in 2019. Now, here's the difference that set them apart from those two. It's moving at 130 miles per hour, much faster than a typical solar system comet. That high velocity can't be explained by the sun's gravity alone, further confirming interstellar origin. Now, here's the unusual activity and behavior. Many comets form a clear coma, that's a gas cloud and tail. You know, we learned that in grammar school when we used to study comets. When approaching the sun due to ice vaporizing. The last comet that I have observed, and I was in grammar school at the time, that was Hell's-Bop. And you remember those people perished thinking that Hell's-Bop was the mothership. Remember that? I was in grammar school at the time when that happened. I believe I was. That was the last time we was like really into that because the Hell's-Bop comet. But again, comets form a clear gas. Form a clear coma. It's a gas cloud, pretty much a tail when approaching the sun due to ice vaporizing. But with 3I Atlas, some observations show faint outgassing, but not in the usual pattern or strength. It's not shedding material the way we expected. Its dust trail may not match normal solar heating behavior. Some scientists say it's not behaving like a typical comet, which raises questions. Is it made of different materials? Is it a solid rock with very little ice? Is it something else entirely? Now, number 4, it has uncertain rotation or shape. Preliminary radar and telescopes data suggest it may have a irregular shape or wobble, making it harder to predict. That's also what raised similar intrigue with Oumuamua. It's sped up without outgassing, which was bizarre. Some scientists' theories, mainstream view, it's a comet from another star system with different composition or structure. Alternative view, like the Abbey Loeb writings, it may be artificial in origin, like a solar sail or defunct probe. This idea is controversial and not widely accepted. There is no direct evidence of technology. Excuse me. All right. So again, when they're saying that it's not operating like a regular comet because of its unusual orbit, its high speed, weird or weak activity, unclear composition or structure, it's behaving more like a mystery object than a textbook comet. So scientists are watching very closely. So even though they're not denying, they said it could be a probe, but they don't know yet. But they are, all the scientists that's into this, they are looking at it. They all are looking at it. They said something's not right here. And also its massive size. It's the size of Manhattan. And there's been some, let me see if I can find it. All right, let me see. So it says 3-1 Atlas, 3I Atlas is on a hyperbolic escape trajectory, meaning it's just passing through. It's just pretty much passing through our solar system, going to another one. Its speed 130,000 miles per hour is too fast for it to be captured by any planet's gravity. So think about that. This thing is going to go right through the solar system without even being captured because it's going too fast. So there has been reports that it has circled some planets already. They're saying that it's unconfirmed, but if that's the case, they're not going to confirm it with us. If this thing has already circled planets, that's not a comet. It's not a comet. They're not going to let us know that. They're going to lie to us about it. They're not going to tell us that, because if that's a very important piece of information that needs to be verified. Has this comet circled planets already? Because if it did, that's not a comet. That's not a comet. But they're not going to confirm that. They're not confirming or denying it, but they're not going to confirm it. Which means that they said that it has slowed down. And then it sped up again after it left the planet, like it circled it. And then it sped up again and it's heading this way. That was the original reports on it. But NASA and astronomers are tracking it and have not reported any looping behavior or planetary flybys. In fact, its path keeps it well outside of Earth and Mars orbit. So like I said, the closest this thing is going to get to Earth is 150 million miles away. So in the universal, when you look at universal space, that's nothing. That's real close. When you look at, like, because this universe is vast, so 150 million miles away is actually very close. It's close. If it's a probe, it's close enough for them to monitor us. Put it that way. Yeah. So, um, now, so where are these circling of the planets coming from? Well, you have to go ahead and type in Avi Loeb if you want to read it yourself. You want to read the document. It's not peer reviewed, just to let you know. And it's spelled AVI. Last name is LOEB. Just type in Avi Loeb's theory, and you'll find it on Google. You'll find it. It's not. You're going to see that it's not peer reviewed because it's new. Loeb and others have speculated without evidence that if this or similar objects are artificial, like alien probes, it might change direction, however, or scan planets. This led to internet chatter suggesting controlled movement or orbiting. That's where it came from. Confusion with earlier interstellar objects. In 2017, Oumuamua sped up unexpectedly, causing some to speculate about alien tech or solar tails. Similar speculation has spilled over to 3-1 Atlas, even though it's behaving differently. Sci-fi blending into news reporting, TikToks, YouTube videos, and Reddit threads sometimes mix facts and fantasy, saying things like it circled Mars. I've heard that too. It circled Mars. It hovered near Saturn. It's scanning planets. They claim to have no scientific basis. Now, let me just say this. If they do in fact find out that it's circling Mars and hovering over a planet, they're not going to tell us. They're definitely not going to tell us this, because that's a lot of that's a very important piece of information to confirm to us. If that is confirmed, that's not a comet. All right, it's not a comet. It's a probe or something, or a ship. Every credible astronomer including teams at NASA, ESA, and observatories worldwide agree. No circling, no hovering, no planetary orbit. It's a one-time visitor on a straight path through the solar system and out again. Yep. So that's where it's going. It's literally in our solar system and it's heading out. It's a one-time thing. We'll be able to see it though around November. Well, not us, but the telescopes will be able to see it very closely and be able to get an idea on what it is as it passes us. So it's like a visitor in our solar system. That's what it is. You said it doesn't go past Mars and Jupiter until, yeah, but that's not what we were saying. We was you probably just came in, but yeah, we didn't mention that. Um, but what I said was by October or November, the telescopes that's observing it will be able to see it very closely. That's what I said. I'm not sure when it's going to be going past Mars and Jupiter. I'm not sure. Um, Now, a lot of people is talking about this Project Bluebeam. Project Bluebeam is a conspiracy theory that claims NASA, in coordination with other global elites, sometimes including the UN or secretive cabals, is planning to stage a fake alien invasion or a religious event using advanced holographic technology and mind control. The goal, according to the theory, is to unite the world under a single authoritarian government, often referred to as the New World Order. All right, let me stop right there. This conspiracy, some people think this is a new conspiracy. It's not. This has been going on since the 1980s. This conspiracy has been around since I've been alive, but now they call it Project Bluebeam. This has literally been around. And also, guess what happened? They said that this was gonna, people were sure when the year 2000 hit, it was coming. It never did. It's a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy theory, but if anybody would like to join, like to educate me that this is not a conspiracy theory, let me know. Because like I said, this has been going on since I was in grammar school. Oh, the Grays. Now, let me just say this now. I know about that, the Grays, and I heard I also know about what happened on that lady's ring camera in Compton. I don't know if y'all heard about that. That really would happen. Now, they're trying to look for that thing. They don't know. They what they're saying is it somebody dressed up in a Halloween costume, or was that really an alien? But it did pick up something though. It was in Compton, California. It looked like an alien, and it picked up on somebody's ring camera, and they're paying good money to try to find that thing. So that happened recently. Now, if there's something out there with people with little grays and stuff, I can't say that you're lying, because in this universe, it has to be other life entities out in this universe. The universe is just too vast. Our mind cannot even perceive how big it is, this universe. Some people think that we are hologrammed into our bodies. Some people think that we are beamed into our bodies from somewhere else. Because if you think about it, like that mass that they call your brain, you mean to tell me that is capable of all the things that it's capable of? Think about it. It's some people feel like we're beamed in from somewhere. There's something about this life, like I said, they're not telling us. Um, if even if they did, if even if there's other life out there, they're not going to tell us. They're only going to tell us at the last possible minute. That means that we're about to get invaded, and they're getting ready to tell you, like, all right, look, here, they're here. That's how we'll find out. But this stuff is very, yeah, you do. Oh, you do have a twin, Rachel. You do. I've seen her. You have a twin. Liz had one too. Actually, I saw it. Man, it's crazy. Y'all have a twin. Y'all have a twin. Your twin. Remember, Rachel? I told you your twin I saw about a year ago. Yep. And I said something to her. I said, "Yo, you got a twin, yo." I said, "No, I thought it might have been your sister." And I said that to her. I said, "You guys, you know, a sister named Rachel or something." She was like, "I said no," because I asked her. I said I gave her a ride actually, and I was like, "Are you from the West Coast?" She said, "Yeah, I'm from the West Coast." I said, "North or northern or southern Cal?" She said, "NorCal." I said, "Yo, I think I know your sister." She was like, "Who?" And she's like, "No, that's not my sister's name." And she looks just like you. And her daughter looks like your daughter. It was crazy. And then Liz has a twin too. Craziness. People, we have doppelgangers out here. Hold on a second. Did anybody? Okay, hold on. Let me see. And see, Liz, you sitting up there, out there. Oh my God, Liz, yo, what the fuck? She just let me see this. It's on Western Avenue. She just somebody out there. They opened up shop out there. She took a picture. That's hilarious. I didn't know it's on Western Avenue, Liz. It's a Blade too on Western. I didn't know Western was a Blade. Yep, she out there on the Blade. That's craziness. She got on her pink underwear. That's craziness. You said the Greys are in Orion's belt, and their home was once the moon before the war. Oh, I've heard about the war. I heard that. I've heard about the war. There was like a war going on. And look, here's another thing that I believe in. Now I know I'm gonna sound crazy, but hear me out. I believe in space travel. I mean time travel. And I believe time travel started around that 1980s in our time, which means that some of the things, the anomalies that you're seeing, because some things are being picked up on ring camera with people just appearing. I believe they time traveling. That's what I believe, and I believe the time traveling. I believe that exists. They're just not ready to tell us yet. But when they are ready to tell us, we'll be able to. They might be able to have it to where we can visit other times or something like that. But I don't know. In order for time travel, you got to have your physics correct, and it defies the laws of physics. It makes sense to actually travel in time, but not back in time. I don't know how. I don't because technically, if you go past the speed of light, you're really traveling in the future. But the problem is, how can you go back in time? I don't know if the math is mathing, but I honestly believe if you can think it, it exists. You said our planet got messed up with the moon, and that's what's buried inside our planet. Some people think that too. Some people think the moon is actually with us. It's not that far away. They actually think it's right in our area. I believe in past lives as well. I don't believe that we can escape this planet. I believe it's like the Truman Show. Or if you ever played like Grand Theft Auto and you die, you actually come back, but you come back in another body. You find another host. I believe that's what it is. I honestly do, because I honestly believe we had past lives. And the crazy thing is about the creator is We don't remember our past lives because think about how depressed we would be. But we sometimes we remember them in our dreams. I do believe in that as well. Because they think about this. Do anybody in here remember being born? Not one. Not one of y'all remember. You might remember being a baby, but you don't remember being born. But somebody in your family remembers, your mother remembers, but you don't remember. Now you might say, well, of course, Max, I don't remember because my brain is still developing. But some people can remember being a toddler. Some people can remember that. My earliest memories is being a toddler. And one of the memories was I got burned. Kept putting my hand near the radiator. Because back then the old apartments had radiators. And my mother kept warning me not to touch it. And I touched it. I remember that. I remember how it felt and everything. It was almost like it indented in my brain. And I also remember falling out the high chair. And I had to been only a few, like maybe less than a year old, but I remember that. And that's about it. That's about all I remember. And I remember being 3 years old, because I know I'm kind of dating myself right now, but that was the time of the great blackout in New York City. It was a blackout in New York City. And me, my mother, and my grandmother was stuck in the elevator in the Bronx. And my mother was crying. So I was 3 years old. I remember that. But everything else I don't remember. You said this must be your first life because you be making bad decisions. So you think you new here, Liz? You think you traveling for the first time? I know I haven't traveled here this is not my first time here. It's not. It's not my first. That's Liz, Rachel. She coming in with a different name. I mean, yeah, yes, your mind do has the power to trigger cause and effect. It can. You have the power. See, they don't want you to know you have this power. You have the power to think what you want to think. The perfect example. You ever believed in something so much you knew it was going to happen? Either because you put a lot of work into it, but you knew nobody could tell you what was going to happen was not going to happen. That's what it is. But you can do that with anything. You can literally, check this out. You can literally summons love. You can summons love in your life if you really want it. You can summons it. You can literally be on somebody. You can literally force yourself to be on somebody's mind. But it's just that everybody else, they don't realize they have that power. It's that inner voice you have. But not just the inner voice, it's a feeling. I can't really explain it. You know how, like, you about to get a new car, right? Because you about to get a new car. You know you about to get a new car. But it's a feeling you got knowing that you about to get it. It's that feeling that I'm talking about, not the verbalization of it. All you got to do is do that with anything you want. And eventually you're going to come close or you're going to get it. Thank you, Rachel, for the donation. You say keep it going and pushing. But, like, yeah, man, some of this stuff that be on people's minds, like, I was just sitting here the other day thinking about the universe, right? And it started driving me crazy. It started driving me crazy. The reason why I say that is because I was talking to somebody. It was like, yeah, man, I would love to go to outer space. I said, you're already in outer space. They said, what are you talking about? I said, the planet's in outer space, right? They're like, yeah. Well, you're on the planet, right? They were like, yeah. I said, you're already in outer space. They said, yeah, but I want to see it. I said, you can see outer space at night. Just look up at the sky. That's outer space. Oh my God. That's outer space. Nowhere, no matter where you are in the world, in the planet, you can see outer space. You're in outer space. You're traveling through space right now. And everything is so perfect for life to exist. Something had to have created this. Something, and I don't know what it is. It's a reason for everything, but I just don't know the reason, and it be bothering me. Like, I know that there's other life out there. In fact, I know it's other life out there like us. When I was a kid, it's like, man, my people used to tell me when I was a infant, when I was a kid, I used to talk to somebody. And they said they thought I was crazy because they said that it seemed like I was talking to somebody invisible. But they said that my mother said it had to be somebody near me because the way I was reacting. Yet your inner knowing into it, you're right, it's very powerful. It's a feeling you have to know that you're about to get something. Or you can will something to your life. You can will it to you. You said you've been in Cali your whole life and now we're having tsunami warnings. I used to talk to myself as well. We used to do it as kids. All kids do it. They all do it. And my question is, who are they talking to? They're talking to somebody. But see, the reason why I say about kids, because kids are fresh from being, what do we say it? They're fresh from the solar return. They're freshly back. So they took something with them and they lose it through education. They lose it. We lose our some of our innate abilities. Actually, we don't lose it. It just go dormant. I don't think we ever lose it, but that you can get it back. Right, the law of attraction. Um, but even just like crazy conversations like this, it's not crazy, but you know what I mean. It's not the norm. Some people, you're not the only person that's thinking it. Trust me, you might think you're crazy, but no, other people are thinking the same fucking thing. Like we're literally in fucking outer space right now, and I can look outside and see it. It's dark. No, but look, check this out. I don't believe there's no such thing as a crazy question or a stupid question. But a friend of mine once said this is back when I used to smoke. We used to go through this thing called the cipher. When you puff pass. He was like, "Yo, man, I got a serious question, man, and y'all gonna laugh at me." I'm like, "Yo, what's your question?" Because we like to talk about the universe and shit. That's like I attract people that's into this, right? He said, "You know, the sun and all that, right? You know, that's how it lights up our planet and all that." I said, "Yeah. How come it don't light up the rest of the universe, man? How come it's just us, man?" I said, "No, it reflects and it lights up other planets." He said, "I know that, but I'm talking about the universe, man. Why is it so dark? Yo, why don't they turn on the light? How come the lights ain't on?" He said, "It's something they're not telling us, man." And I started thinking about what he said. I'm like, wait a minute. I said, I started thinking about it. He said, the light is so strong, right? I said, yeah. He said, we supposed to be able to see everything else then. And it kind of messed up my high because I'm like, wait a minute, man. Hold up. It's reflecting. We're seeing, well, I said, when it orbits our planet, that's when it lights up. When it's on your side, it lights up, but it's orbiting our planet. It's like circling. So that's why we get light first, and then the West Coast get it just because of the rotation of the Earth. He said, bullshit, man. He said it's supposed to be light up all the time, yo. And he's really was fucking her high up when he was saying it because he was so serious about it. But yeah, man, it was like, man, I don't know why, like, but just speaking of Rachel the weather real quick, you said this alien invasion is not. You said it's not. It's like you got that from me. You said it's not a cipher. No, it might be cipher. It might be. We don't know what. I don't even know. Look, I don't. I can't say it's for sure alien invasion. And if it is an alien invasion, they've been here already. That's just what it is. They've been here already. They may not want to interact with us. They might not think we're intelligent. It's craziness. Or they might prefer to go to another planet that's a little bit more less crazy than we are. Because you know, if they come down here, we're gonna try to fight them. That's just what it is. We're gonna try to capture some of them, and it's not just it's gonna be bad. So I would love for that to happen. Like, you know, we're gonna try to send our little missiles their way, and they're gonna catch it. Like, man, leave your little missiles, man. That's cute. You firing your little missiles at us. It's not working. I would love for that to happen. So it'll humble humanity. I feel like humanity need to be humble. Yeah, they could be need. It could be it too. I'm not human. They could need something from the sun because it's headed in that direction. So they might need something, and then that's what they need. And it might be a probe that they sent out. But for us to think we're the only intelligent species in this whole fucking universe is ridiculous. We're not. It's other people out there. You said we made stardust and all the minerals. Right, we are. In fact, check this out. Let's say if there was a catastrophic event that happened on this planet and it wipes out humanity. We have the material and everything on the planet for humanity to start again. Just like that. It'll take billions of years, but life will exist again. It's just so much I'll be thinking about, like, who were the first humans? Like, how did this happen? Because you know why I say that? Something is, our timeline is off. I'm going to tell you why. And I'm not just saying this try to, be crazy about it, like to try to influence you. I'm not. But the timeline is off. I'm going to tell you why. Do anybody in here know what their 20-time removed grandmother looked like? Or do you have any knowledge of your 20 times removed grandmother? The answer is no, because at a certain point in history, there was no writing, there was no record keeping, right? So none of us know that. But just know that it took about 20 to 30 grandmothers for you to be here. Think about that. You had hundreds of great, 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 great grandmothers that got pregnant for you to be here. Think about that. In fact, it's not possible. I don't think so. I think we were placed here. That's what I think. And also, if you think about the Paleolithic times, the Paleolithic humans, and all the way till now, we have progressed to the point where I think we had help. That's how much I think we had help. Because if you look at it, if you look at the North Sentinel Island, it's off the Bay of Bengal, off the coast of India. It's called North Sentinel Island. Those people are Paleolithic people. That's how long they've been there, right? They like Paleolithic. We don't even know what language they speak. That's how old they are. But they don't want us on that island. Every time somebody try to go to that island, they beefing with them. So we just leave. So India said just leave them alone, and they declared them autonomous. Just leave them alone. In fact, it's illegal to try to go on that island. The last person that went on that island a few years ago, he got buried, and he said he was going there to teach them Christianity, tell them about Jesus. They didn't want to hear it, and they sat up there and murked him. That's what happened. In fact, years ago, when Napoleon, I'm talking about Napoleon short ass, his ass, he went there to try to fight him. He got ran up out of there. He did. Go look. Napoleon. He got ran up out of there. And what's up, Ryan? And so they don't want you on that island. They just don't. They don't want to deal with modern humans. But the thing is, that's our ancestors. That's how we used to live. So what helped us out? Something helped us. Something helped us to get to where we are now. It had to. I just don't think we're that creative to get all this technology. Listen, in my lifetime, I dreamed of talking. I dreamed of being on somebody's TV talking with technology, but I didn't realize it was going to happen. It actually happened in my lifetime. Some people my age, we remember no internet. We remember no social media. So this right now, this is why I'm like, I wish we had this technology when I was growing up, because we wouldn't even need fucking jobs right now. None of us would be working. You see what I'm saying? Like, look, we're in such a different era that people my age, they have a hard time grasping it. They have a hard time grasping that I work for myself. They have a hard time grasping that because they're not from that time. They're from a traditional time. No, you can make money online. You can. And make it with your phone. You can. The traditional way of living, I broke myself out of that. Did you know how hard that was? I literally got physically sick when I broke myself out of that, what we call matrix. I physically got sick because I'm not brainwashed no more as far as how to live the normal life. You know, the normal life, what was taught to us was we go to college, okay, we go get a 9 to 5, and we get married, and we get a house with a white picket fence and a fucking dog, yo. That's what they told us. Your life would be better. You have to go get education. You can get an education on fucking YouTube now. You can learn anything you want to learn on YouTube, man. Everything. You want to learn about rocks? You can watch a video, man, to learn about rocks. You want to learn about the different species of fish? You can learn it right now, I promise you, right now. You said you can go back to your 16th grandmother, the 1400s. Ancestry has documents going. All right, well, how about past that? Can you go past that? It's a point where you can't go anymore. Now, if you can go back to the 14th, now let me ask you this, Empress. When you go back to the 1400s, where were they living? Were they living in the United States, or were they living somewhere else? Watch what I'm about to say to you. Let's see where they originated from. Watch this. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Let's see. When you go back to the 1400s, where were they living in the 1400s? Because trust me, we did have ancestors in the 1400s, even earlier than that, but we just, at some point, it wasn't no record keeping of it. And technology is not like how it is now. But I believe something or some entity gave us our technology. It gave it to us. And it's helping humanity actually. I know some people think it's not helping. It actually is if you use it correctly. It's helping you. You said what we now call Canada, mom's side, your father's Germany. Let me think about this. So you have some family from the region of Canada. So you have native then. You have native to this continent. Okay. Because you got some of your family come from Germany, so you're half native then. It's all it was no separation. Well, actually, it was separation from the tribes back then. Yeah, we don't know what blew them up. I am human. Something blew them up, and nobody took credit for it. And there's also obelisks that's being just forming everywhere, and there's no reason for it. Who placed them there? And people have cameras out and everything, and we don't see who placed these obelisks there. I believe they're markers. They could be markers being placed there, and then they'll disappear. Yeah. So when you say Algonquin and indigenous, okay, well then, so that's what I was going to say to you. You're indigenous. I'm indigenous too. My whole family originate from here, which means we're native. Max, they thought you was a pawn, but you made them see the board. Oh, you talking about chess. Liz sitting up there quoting raps. I don't know. What are you quoting, Liz? Liz quoting. Liz, you know the crazy your mind is speaking in parables. I don't know what that means. You do that all the time. You just start storytelling. You ever text somebody and they just start storytelling? That's what she do. She's like one of those you have a different type of entities out here, for humans to evolve. So you have star people, that's we call them star people. You have indigo people. The indigo people started in the 70s. Some is even in the mid 70s because I feel like I'm indigo, but I could be a star kid. But the indigo people are already back. Um, as far as the indigo people, yeah, she might be channeling something. I don't know what it is. It's like she's she's storytelling. Like you like, hey man, how you doing? You good? And then she'll just start rhyming, like storytelling. It's almost like she's like in and out of consciousness. It's crazy. She's doing it here now, and she's not. It's like she's not trying to be funny. That's just how she is. She's look, Max. They thought you was a pawn, but you made them see the board. That's how she talks. It's craziness. I mean, I'm not saying she's crazy, but you gotta just to understand her. You just gotta like accept it. Like that's how she is. Or channeling. I'm not sure what she's doing. But what I'm saying is there's some people that's what indigo people. Indigo people act like that. And also all the people my age that has children, your children are indigo people. They think totally different than we think. Okay? They move differently. They don't think how we think. They move at their own beat of their own drum. And they don't they some of these people they don't see they just do not conceive working 9 to 5 for the rest of their lives. They don't conceive it. They don't submit to it. They don't submit to it because these are not they have evolved. I just think that what I'm thinking is like with the indigo people and stuff like that, it's just an evolution of life cycles. And a lot of these indigo people have reincarnated several times. And They think differently. If you think about the younger generation, they think totally differently. They act different. They travel in their sleep. Um, just like, I don't know if Rachel's still listening. She constantly battles. Like, she has a indigo child, and she battles. But see, she's a star person, so we're on the same frequency, but it's just different habits. So that's what happened. I learned that from Dick Gregory. See, she's doing it again, and I'm telling you, even when it's a regular conversation, she acts like that. I don't understand it. It's like, now she's saying this. It ain't just a game. It's a goddamn war. They move with logic. I play with, and the reason why she's talking like that because she's in the chess now. So now, like, her conversations is geared around that. It's craziness. It's not crazy, but it's like she's like, I don't know what. It's like another language, another conversation. I can't explain it. But she's not the only person I know that do that. Younger people do it. You remember those weird drones back in November? It could be probes. Probes. I am human. It's probably probes they had. Because I'm not talking about the drones. I'm talking about the orbs that the drones was chasing. I honestly think those were probes that was in the sky. Because now, how do I know it was a probe? Because I remember somebody called the police in my neighborhood. This was back in Virginia, and the police came and said, "We don't know what that light is." And the lady was like, "You guys got to know what that is." She said, "It's not." He said, "She said, is it a star?" He said, "Ma'am, no, it's definitely not a star." But she said, "What is that light?" He said, "It's some type of orb or something." And he said, "It's not bothering us." He said, "It's not bothering you, is it?" She was like, "No." He said, "Just don't worry about it." But what happened was it was making the lights flicker in the neighborhood. And one time I was out driving. It scared the fuck out of me, right? I'm out at the airport in Richmond. This was around, this the last flight because Richmond is a small airport. Yeah, it was like Plasmoids or whatever. So check this out. So we was up in the airport, and the last, because the airport is not like Newark Airport. It's very small. But we actually rely on Newark Airport for a lot of flights. So we were waiting for the last flight to come in because Newark Airport had went down that day. It just went off the radar for 8 minutes, and that backed us up. So we was at Richmond Airport at 3 o'clock in the morning waiting for the last flight. So I'm sitting there in the parking lot. Now I'm not the only one there. There's other guys out there just walking around. So I'm looking up at this light, and I said, "Blink if you can hear me." That motherfucker blinked, and I ran right to my car, yo. I ran right to my car and sat in the car. It blinked. And the person next to me that was smoking a cigarette, he said, "Yo, that motherfucker just blinked." I said he could hear us. That's craziness. And let me tell you what else happened. And it's still happening to this day. If you have a car that, they have an infotainment system and all that shit, your car ain't never been the same. Your car is fucking up. And it's not that it's something wrong with your car. It's because of what's going on in the sky that's messing your car up. Because I took my car to the Nissan. They can't explain what's wrong with my car, yo. It's like, "There's nothing wrong with your car." I'm like, "Well, why is this going on?" They said it's either a retrograde, or the guy told me that it's either a retro or something happened in the sky, yo. But it was all the cars out there being, their infotainment system was messed up. Their infotainment systems were messed up, yo. You said, "What do I think about Chris Bledsoe?" Who was that? There's 4 planets in retrograde right now. and that won't end to the end of the year. Oh, I know who Chris Bledsoe is. You talking about the guy? He was talking about his. I seen a video on that, and he was missing time. He don't like when he had this encounter. Time either went still or it sped up. I can't remember. But these orbs, I honestly think if there's really something that have to do with aliens, the orbs is like what they use to like view our planet from another planet. They got these orbs to beam in to look at us. That's what I think. And also, you know what somebody told me a long time ago? They said that there's an intergalactic senate. There's an intergalactic senate, and they govern this world, that this universe, and all other we have representatives from this planet that's a part of the senate as well. Every planetary have a representative, and this planet is very special to them. And anytime this planet is in danger of being destroyed by humans, they intervene. There's an intervention. That's what they said. They said there's an intergalactic senate. No, I don't know if it's a spaceship. That's what we were talking about tonight. But it's not operating like a regular comet, though. That everybody can agree with. It's not operating like how a normal comet is supposed to operate, and it's going faster. It's at hyperbolic speed, which we can confirm that it's not from this Milky Way galaxy. Yeah, so that we do know that it's definitely not from the Milky Way. The reason why we know that is because the other speed is definitely not from here. It's just they saying that it's just passing through. But some believe if you look at that research article, they even though they're not confirming or denying that it's not uh, um, a comet, they don't know for sure what it is. That's what they're saying. That's what the scientists are saying. We don't know for sure what it is, but it appears to be a comet. But it's just hype. It's at hyperbolic speeds, which means that it's not going to go into any planet's gravitational pull or the sun. It's pretty much just going to go right through the Milky Way and keep going. It's like traveling. But I'm gonna tell you something though. This is what I feel like. Something is watching us because when I go out at night, I can feel it. I just feel like I'm being watched, and it's not by humans. I feel like something up there is watching us. That's what I feel like. And I never really used to get that feeling. I get it now though. But I'm gonna tell you something though. If I just feel like I don't know. I don't know what I feel sometimes. I just feel like something is changing. Retrograde Leo currently ending August 11th. Communication uses and delays. I noticed it for a while that stuff seems off. People seem different. It's been ever since they took that jab though. It's like it changed their brain, man. It's crazy. It's like people that I've known for years. It's like I don't even know them anymore. So I went through that situation, and it seems like the universe took me back to the origin, to where I grew up. It seemed like for some reason I'm supposed to be right here. I'm not supposed to be where I was living. I'm supposed to be back where I'm here for some reason. And it's crazy, when I came back, I connected with some friends like I never left. It's like I'm supposed to be back. It's like I'm literally supposed to be where I'm at. The universe said, "Nah, you're supposed to be here. You ain't supposed to be there no more. You're supposed to be right here." And that's how I feel. Yep, that's where I feel, and I feel like something's getting ready to happen, like something crazy. But I feel like some people that I've known for the past couple decades, I don't feel like I never even. It's like I never even met. It's like I, the crazy thing is, it's like I never even met the people. They don't even exist anymore. It's some weird shit happening, man. I feel like something happened in our timeline. It's craziness. I don't know how to explain it. What do you want me to explain? You said job. You might have came in. You probably behind or something. You got to explain to me, like, what do you want me to explain? Oh, you said the jab. My bad, Denise. I know you talking about. I thought you said job. You said jab. I can't hardly see. It's like, what? Okay, after people took the jab, they became like people. I don't even know who these people are, and they started treating me like I'm a stranger, and they started being really mean, and started treating now as right now, they act like I never existed. That's how they act. They act like I've never existed. But here's the crazy thing: they still watch me though. That's the crazy part. And I don't want to have nothing to do with them people. That's why I left. Ultimately, that's why I left Virginia, yo. I couldn't be there no more. And I felt like I had to come home. That's what I felt like. I had to come back home, man. And the crazy thing is, the people that I was closest to here, we're back close again. It's like I never left. And it's like we're feeding off each other, because we were talking about this whole thing with technology. We trying to navigate around it, and I happen to know a lot about it because I've been online for a very long time. So this is like my lifestyle. Yeah, I had to go. I do listen to my inner voice. It's like I'm not. It's like I wasn't safe there. I had the feeling that I wasn't safe there. I had to leave. But that's not. It's hard to explain, because it's not why I left. When my mother got sick, I had to come back. But it's like the universe is making me come back. Like, you had to come back. And now that I'm here, I can't leave. It's like I don't want to leave. It's a crazy feeling. And the people that I knew back there, it's almost like I don't even know them anymore. It's like it was like a dream from the past. It's some crazy shit. And it's because they took that jab. It's almost like they're different people. It's like it messed up the chemistry in their brain. They're totally different people. They're not the people that I met. And they started talking different too, dog. They started talking different. And they started acting different and talking different. It's some weird shit. There's some weird shit that happened, yo. And whatever it was, I stayed prayed up. It didn't affect me. It left my system. Did you know what you, according to your blood, I have a zero. Well, I shouldn't even say what my blood type is because I have alien blood. That's what they call it. Because my blood, anybody can use my blood. Or I can use anybody's blood. I can't remember how it worked. When you got typo. It's either you can use anybody's blood or they can use yours. I can't remember how it worked. But I know with people with that blood type, it didn't affect us. Doctor told me that. He said it left your system fought it off. So I have what you call alien blood. Yeah, that's it. It's negative. My have it's negative. Whatever it is zero negative or whatever the hell you call it. We call it the alien blood. But it didn't affect us. And he said, because he said, he said, you mind if I do some blood work on you? I said, yeah. He said, I do want to see if it's in your system still. And he said, I looked at your blood. We can't find it. He said, can we run some more blood? Can we do it again? I said, damn, are you going to keep drawing blood from me? He said, yeah. And he did it again. He said, he can't find no traces. He said, that's unusual. And he think his hypothesis is my blood type, my makeup fought it off. He told me, he said, never get it again, though. That's what he told me. He said, never. He said, it didn't affect you either. And he was telling my doctor he has the same blood type. And believe it or not, this is a weird shit. His wife has the same blood type. And he said, we have alien blood. It's literally, that's what they call it. We have alien blood. I don't know if I astral travel. I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do it because I don't remember anything when I sleep and nothing. Yeah, the universal blood. Anyone can receive it, right? 1515. And I used to get hit up all the time to give blood and platelets. I never did it. But anybody can use mine. The only reason why I didn't do it because what they did, what's her name back in the day, and they didn't give her family no money for using her platelets and her blood, and her DNA is what they treat cancer with, and different things like that. I forget her name right now, but they need to pay those people. So I just don't want them taking my stuff, man. Like that's just what it is. But you know the crazy thing is, I'm gonna tell you all this. Like-minded individuals usually attract. They do. And when you think you thinking crazy shit, other people thinking the same fucking thing. There's nothing new under the sun. Some people think the same shit. Okay? You feel like there's a change in this world and you can't put your finger on it. There's something changed. And like I said, the people that took that jab, it's like they became different individuals. Okay? They became different individuals. It's like I never met them. It's like I never met these people. It's literally like I never met these people, dog. That's how they treat me. Like I never met them. And I think, and another thing about us is, um, a lot. It's not. I don't think it's a rare blood type, though. A lot of people have it. It's not rare. I believe you can broadcast because you know the number one call. Well, I'm gonna say the number one cause of people leaving here is grief. Grief is grief and sorrow can make you sick. You gotta have a positive mindset, or you just have to believe that you're just gonna make it no matter what. And usually you do. But I'm telling you, something, the universe, I felt like my inner voice was telling me, you gotta go. Get in the car and leave. Bye. Get out of here. You're not gonna, you gotta go. Even for right now. Like it's not, I don't have that feeling no more now that I left, but I had to leave at that particular time for some reason. And no, actually, I know what the reason was. Did you know a few days when I got here on time. I saved my mother. She went through a medical situation. I witnessed it. And it just came out of the blue. That could have been it. That could have been it. Because we're connected. I know when something's wrong with her. It's like we're like twins almost because we look alike. And I can tell when something's wrong. And I'm like, something's not right here. And sure enough, she was calling for me. It was in the middle of the night. She was calling for me. And I said, Ma, immediately I called the ambulance. Immediately. And they said, glad you got her here when you did. So it was almost like my voice told me to leave. That's one reason I immediately just left. Not just because of the Diddy trial. Because to be honest with you, quite honestly, I wasn't going to go to that. But I said, well, I'm heading up here anyway, so I might as well go to the Diddy trial. Because I'm headed up here anyway. But something, it was compelling telling me I had to go. And that's probably what it was. Yep. And let me tell you something crazy real quick. So a friend of mine, well, she's my, friend now. Do you know she's responsible for me being alive? Do y'all want to hear a crazy story? She was my ex, right, back in the day. Do you realize she's literally responsible for me being here? There's some crazy shit. So what happened was, this was back in, I think I was in high school. So we would have, I had to get together at my house. She was there. And she went back to her parents and reported something. I'm not going to get into the whole detail, but she went back and reported something. And her pops went to go see my aunt. He was like, listen, if this continue to happen, I'm going to report it. So my aunt immediately said, no, you coming with me for a while. Okay. She literally called me and said, listen, you got to come stay with me for a minute. I was like, all right. So I didn't think twice about it. I said, okay, all right, I'm coming. So I packed my stuff that night and put it in my car because I had a car. I packed my stuff. So it had to be my senior year. So I packed my stuff and put it in my car and went to her house that night. The place I stayed in blew up. It blew up. Right when I left there that night, because I left. I left that night because her dad had came to the house and I had to leave. So I left that night. That night I left because I put my stuff in the car. Because a lot of the stuff that I grew up with, I don't have anymore because it burned to the ground. Did you know that night that building blew up? She saved my life. Ain't that crazy? And I remember having a conversation with her saying, look, don't tell your parents what you're witnessing and shit like that. Don't tell your parents. She went back and told them. And if she hadn't have told them, I probably wouldn't have been here. Because I probably would have been asleep when the place blew up. And where the place blew up at, it was right on the same side down the street from the Flavor Unit building where Queen Latifah and them used to be at. Because I used to live near Queen Latifah growing up. Yeah, her name is Henrietta Locks. Thank you. Lax. Thank you. Ain't that crazy? And I do believe people listen to their inner voice. She said it was something in her, something was telling her that she had to say what was going on. She had to tell on me. She said, I'm sorry, but I had to tell on you. And then I told her, I said, hey, listen, I don't know if she remembered it quite the story. I said, listen, you know that place blew up. She's like, what? I said, yeah, man. If I was there, I probably would have died, yo. That's craziness. That's a crazy, crazy story. Crazy story. So nothing happens for no reason in this world. Nothing does. I believe we're all connected. But some people lose their way, and then some people got that demon in them. But it's the inner voice you gotta listen to for sure. But yeah, man, that jab, man, people, man, around me just like that took it because I know somebody. Because I was like, I'm not taking this shit no more. You know what they said? No, you got to keep taking it. I know somebody took it 6 times, yo. I knew somebody took this thing 6 times, and that person is not the same person no more that I met. That turned into a different individual. It's some crazy stuff, man. They just swear by taking that stuff. Craziness. You know, and I remember, I don't know if you remember this whole thing that was going on around the country. I think it was like an experiment. Remember everybody was waiting online at Popeyes? That was some crazy shit. I remember talking to somebody. I said, yo, why are you waiting online for something that you can make at the house? He was like, yo, I was waiting for it. I'm like, you couldn't explain why. That's how I know some people robots, yo. I don't watch TV. So I think I don't know what that was, yo, like some mind control shit. You think about this. You online at Popeyes waiting for a chicken that tastes nasty. This shit, it don't even taste good. It doesn't. At least to me, it doesn't. It don't even taste like nothing. In fact, anytime I go to Popeyes, I get sick. So I don't even eat Popeyes no more. Because Popeyes don't even taste like the Popeyes when I grew up. The chicken wing, don't even get the chicken wings because they nasty. And it's just because the people work there, they don't know how to fix it. It's just, it's all the way bad, yo. Wait, let me see this. When this happened? Oh, okay. You say you never had it. It don't taste like nothing. I remember that was like a trend going on. I think whatever happened with that shot, we'll know years from now. But yeah, guys, that whole spaceship theory. I'm not sure if it is. We just don't know what it is, though. That'll be funny if it's not a comet. Then I guess we'll all just have to wait for it. Anyway, guys, let me get up out of here. It's late. I will catch you guys later. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining. All right, y'all.